What's up guys, it's Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at how Team Secret absolutely ran over Nigma. This was a game that ended in 23 minutes exactly, a 34-4 victory in Team Secret's favor. They popped off this match, and really what I want to do is not focus on one player. I'm not going to be focusing on Nisha, Matama, I'm going to be focusing on more so their overall gameplay. What are the macro ideas that Secret uses in order to become such a dominant team? And the purpose of this video is hopefully so that you guys can understand the ideas and start to implement them into your pubs. Now I understand, a lot of people are probably already thinking, Speed, this is Team Secret, how could I possibly apply what they do into my pubs? But the reality is you can take bits and pieces and translate them over. It's certainly possible, and I've done this throughout my solo queue MMR journey that helped me get to 7.5k MMR. And so if you guys are excited for this video, please like and subscribe. In fact, let's obliterate the like button in this video. Not just like it, but also obliterate it. And finally, the last thing I want to mention is I'm a big fan of Team Secret, and a hero that fascinates me is Nigma right now. I feel like it's very, very strong. It's been getting picked as an offlaner and a position 4 and rushing Necromonicon 1. So if you're interested in learning more about Necromonicon 1 and you want to just kind of figure out the secrets of YapzOr, I'm going to be doing a full replay analysis over on the main GameLeap website, which you can sign up for in the description down below just later today, right? I'll be recording that, pushing it over, in a couple days it will be there. And I do courses like this every single day. We have a full team of me, editors. It's really an awesome squad of guys just putting in work every single day to provide you guys with the best content possible so that you can improve in Dota. Do you guys want to become broken? I mean, that's the goal in Dota 2, right? Become broken. If so, the GameLeap website is 50% off right now. I'm not kidding. 50% off. You're not going to get a better deal than this. So if you want to sign up to the website to get top tier content from people like me, right? Videos that you get on YouTube that are simply exclusive over there, click the link down below and sign up for GameLeap.com. It's 50% off. So the first play I want to talk about is just one that's an overall understanding of Dota. Now, this applies to all of the Team Secret members, but they really do understand exactly what they need to do in the lane to win, right? As the game starts, they understand when matchups get hard, they understand when matchups are easy, they really do know the ins and outs of kind of whatever's going to happen in the game before it even starts. Not perfectly, obviously. That's ridiculous. No one knows exactly how the game's going to go, but they have inklings and general understandings of when things have to change. So the first example I want to give is here. So Nisha is laning against the Silencer. If you guys know anything about Silencer mid, there's basically no melee hero that can properly lane against it. They almost all get destroyed. And because of that, Nisha understands the matchup, he's willing to admit that it gets hard, right? And now when he hits level 4 and is low on health, he picks up a Ring of Regen, which is a great item. He does a great job just itemizing here, buying multiple salves, buying a Ring of Regen, a crown, and is gonna start jungling. So yeah, at the 3-minute mark here, he just starts wiping through the jungle. He kills off this first camp, shifts to the next, and a lot of players would be like, Speed, what in the world is Nisha doing? But this is the reality of pro players. They understand, exactly what's going to happen if they go back to the lane here, right? Nisha knows if he goes back to the lane, he's going to get no farm. I mean, he might get like 1 CS here and there and a bit of XP, but he's not going to hit a good Helm of the Dominator timing. Weehaw will completely bully him out. That's how the matchup works. And if you guys are trying to get to the next level, you can't just like die to someone in some match and be like, oh, it's fine, it's a hard matchup. Like, yes, is dying in Dota okay? Is it gonna happen? Absolutely. But the more you can avoid it, and the more you can be willing to admit that maybe you should adapt in the next match or learn from your mistakes, you'll get better. Because clearly Nisha has thought about the game a lot. He's thought enough to realize that, hey, Silencer mid will destroy me at this point in the game. The next play we're going to see here is kind of the turning point in this game. I mean, they were already 1k ahead at the 6-minute mark, but we're going to see Nisha starting to run at Weehaw. Now, Weehaw just TP'd back to the tier 1 tower. As you can see, his TP is on cooldown, and therefore, if he dies, he's going to lose a substantial amount of farm, right? The best kills in Dota in the early game are specifically on people who have recently TP'd. I'm serious about this. Keep that in mind, guys. Killing people who have TP'd are the best kills in Dota. So now, Team Secret's gonna collapse. They bring Puppey on the position 5 Weaver here, who unfortunately goes down. They bring YapzOr to shift over and secure the Weehaw kill. Matama Man haunts in, and all of a sudden, there are 5 heroes from Secret in the enemy jungle. 5. They're all here. And you might be like, Speed, how in the world could I possibly do this with my teams in solo queue? And the answer is you can't. However, what you can do, if you are in a party, number 1, if you're in a party, is you can synergize with just that party member, or in solo queue, what you can do is you can specifically find one person who's open-minded and work with them for the entirety of the game. And now the next play we're going to see is also a fantastic one. So we know that the Tiny just died and he's going to have to TP back to a lane. He opts to go mid. We see that the IO is defending top here and is in desperate need of levels. He's not, that far behind, but after all, a high-leveled IO is a very strong hero. So now Secret's going to collapse on the IO. They understand that their timing connects right now, and this is why you have to look at your draft before the game. Understand your timings and tell yourself, who can I work with to accomplish certain objectives? I'm sure that Nisha and Secret talked about the fact that they could collapse around the 7 to 8 minute mark, or at least previous to the 10 minute mark with their Earthshaker Enigma lane, as long as, the matchups went okay. And that's the thing about Dota. It's very hard to play fast and at a high level if you don't have a game plan going in beforehand. The next thing I want to mention is a very complex strategy, and basically the idea behind this is that Secret will constantly give the weak heroes on their team the easy farm. So we're going to see Yapster here in the top lane just taking this farm, and generally this would be the farm that either, the Spectre or a very farm Beastmaster would take. Now, why do they give it to the Nigma? Because Enigma can't really do much right now. He does have Black Hole, but he has no Necro, and he doesn't want to just run around the map trying to set up ganks. That would do nothing. So instead, they give the Enigma, who can't set up ganks or make plays, they give him farm. It's sort of like if you have a level 4 Winter Wyvern at, minute 10 or minute 9, you should try to give them some sort of farm, because the hero is going to have basically no impact if he's level 4 at the 10 or 11 minute mark. It's just not going to happen. And you should think about that if you're a 5 player as well. Can my hero have impact without level 6 and timings? And now once again we're going to see a collapse by Secret. I'm not going to harp on this because it's very similar to what we see at the 7 minute mark, but basically if the enemy team is overextending or they can catch them out, they'll make the play. In this case, usually a lot of teams won't defend their safe lane tower. I'm referring to this tower right here. But because Secret is so far ahead, they have mobile heroes that can easily close the gap in the Beastmaster and the Earthshaker, they decide to make the defense. On top of that, Nigma heroes, they're really slow and they're easy to catch. However, the next thing I want to mention is really a big deal. So, you guys just saw what happened there. They took the tier 1 tower. Now, in pubs, what would happen next? We all know what would happen next, if you really think about it. In a pub, this is like a 2k, 3k MMR pub. They will take the tower, and they will proceed to run up to the tier 2 tower, 100%. Right? And that's the last thing you want to do, because this tier 2 tower, if you run up to the front of it, you're going to get chipped down. You're probably not going to be able to dive because you're not going to catch them off guard. Think about that. In order to dive a tier 2 tower, you have to catch them off guard. Otherwise, it doesn't work. That's why you can't go from a tier 1 to a tier 2 previous to like the 30, even the 25 minute mark. You need to collapse on it for the most part, unless your team comp, is very different. Maybe it's some sort of drow strat and you're ahead. But in this case, they go to the jungle, right? Nisha gets off the map. He makes Nigma feel comfortable, right? He gives him a sense of comfort. Then, out of nowhere, with the help of the Zai Fisher, who also was off the map, they're able to catch out the Silencer. And now, because they caught them off guard, these TPs come in late. But think about that. If they didn't catch them off guard here, and they walked up from the tier 1 to the tier 2, the Tiny would have already been here, or the Treant would have been set up, or the Luna would have been set up. But instead, they catch them off guard, Miracle's TP comes in late, now he gets Black Holed with the IO, Yapster gets a double, and a triple. And now, the game is essentially over. 6k ahead, they're gonna take the tier 2 now, and this is basically how Secret just ruins these games. They get a tower, they get off the map, they get another pick off, and they get another objective. It's really all about keeping your farm up, getting off the map after objectives, and catching people off guard consistently. And now before we move ahead, like 5 minutes or so, I just want to show a quick play that is very important to understand in Dota. The best fights you can take in Dota are any time that you get the jump. It's a big reason why Secret often picks vision heroes. In this game, they have plenty of vision heroes. They have the Matoma Man Haunt, they have Hawks, they have Eidolons you can send out. Weaver is really good at scouting. And in this case here, they see Nigma walking up the hill, and it's a good fight, right? Just the fact that they get the initiation here makes it a good fight. Also, you're going to see Nisha kite out, which is very advanced Dota. I'm so glad he didn't hit the Treant there. Just really heads up to wait for his team to close the gap. Team comes in, triple kill. And why does this happen? It's because they had the vision advantage, and always try to read enemy movements and catch them off guard on high ground. It's a great way to just consistently win fights. And now let's really talk about how to close out games when you're ahead. I've read a couple comments recently in a couple videos, and what people were saying is like, Speed, how do I end a game if the enemy team is just sitting on their high ground and preventing us from pushing? Well, you're about to see exactly what you're supposed to do in a second here. This is exactly how you prevent the enemy team from stalling out the game for forever. In fact, this will just build up a massive lead if you actually execute this properly. So after Secret gets a couple of pickoffs on the map here, you're going to see them start to spread out. And this is what you want to do when you're ahead. The reason why you want to spread out when you're ahead more than when you're behind is because the enemy team is going to be very afraid of you, and rightfully so. You have a power advantage. So whenever you're ahead, people often make the mistake of instantly grouping up. What you want to do is more the secret maneuver, where instead of instantly grouping up, what you do is you group up after pushing in all 3 lanes. Now, in some cases, if you're not giga ahead, you only can push in 2, right? Or if you don't have a hero with like units that can do it safely. But if you are super far ahead and you feel like, hey, we can end, instead of walking up to the high ground, shove every lane first. This is going to cause you to get a massive item advantage. It's going to cause you to get a massive vision advantage, as the enemy team will have to show heroes to push in lanes. And it also creates a numbers advantage, because if, let's say, the Tiny has to push in bottom, which I'll show you guys in a second, then you have a 4v5 fight that you originally would not have had. And this is exactly what we see here. So, they have the opportunity to start looking to go high ground. Why is that? Common denominator, Vlad's, Medallion, a very farm Spectre, Aegis, Necro 1, Guardian Greaves, they can clearly go high ground, right guys? There's no denying that. Seeker can go high ground. And therefore, why don't they just run down mid? Because that's not how you do it, right? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Instead, they come up to mid lane, right? Yapster pushes in mid, Zai pushes in top, and the position 5 hero who can do it, luckily this is one of the main benefits of Weaver as a position 5, well, kind of at any position, but if they don't have the proper heroes to kill him, and Tiny IO simply can't kill him because of his items, he can just push in the lane, right? He can do whatever he wants, push in the lane, and this is going to prevent Nigma from doing what they want. On top of that, Matama Man actually gets a kill bottom, and will potentially look to cut the creep wave, which is what he does here. And now you guys can kind of see the big picture, right? Shove in all the waves. That's how you end Dota. That's how you play fast. That's why, you're gonna hear from a lot of pro players, and there was this clip of CCNC a long time ago saying, if you want to become good at Dota, just never jungle, right? Always push in lanes. And this is the reason. Pushing in lanes opens up the map, and it forces people to react, and allows you to set up plays. And now, look at the map, right? Puppey is shoving in bottom. He's kind of just messing with the Tiny. They have a mid push going, and top is being shoved in as well, right? And this is going to prevent the enemy team from really just doing exactly what they want and stalling out the game. On top of that, they hit at really good timing. You can't always go high ground. There's some matches where you simply can't. In this match in particular, they have Beastmaster with, auras protecting the Spectre, and now they set up a kill on bottom. And this is my favorite part of the game, right? You see how they don't just commit to these racks hardcore? I love this so much. And I know I'm harping a bit here, guys, but it is such a big deal. This is such a huge topic of the difference between pros and any pub, frankly, is, look, could Matama Man have sat here and punched his racks? Yes, absolutely. But there's a slight chance it would get defended, it would get stalled out, and he wouldn't be able to actually kill this Tiny, right? So instead, they split up the map, he goes for the kill on the Tiny, and then they even are able to back out, right? You don't always have to take the racks. Do as much as you can, and back off when you have to. And that's basically going to become the end of the video. So they take the top outpost, Zai goes in, gets killed, but don't worry, because they're here to back them up and, just close out the game. If you guys enjoyed this video on Team Secret and how they stomp, I'm going to show you one more clip, so don't leave yet, but please like and subscribe, right? I'm gonna do one more clip, but do please like and subscribe to help the channel grow. We're posting here daily, so I really appreciate it if you guys can help us out and really do support the channel. It means a lot, right? So getting to the last play of the game, they have a blink on the Enigma. They can start to look for really strong black holes. It's a hard game to do that though, right? A lot of cancels. They have the long range beam, long range avalanche, global. It's just kind of a mess. But yeah, once again, after shoving all the lanes, Zai shoves top, Puppey shoves bottom, Yapster shoves mid. They're able to collapse on the enemy team, right? They kind of force the enemy team to feel like they have to make a play. On top of that, I want you to think about it. If you see the enemy team pushing 3 lanes, you're probably going to want to fight, right? You're going to be like, they're split up, let's go. But the thing is, Secret is never that far away, because if you push in mid, and I really want to exemplify this, but if you push in mid here, and you push in top here, you're extremely close. It does not take a long time to come together, right? If one person gets gone on, you can help them out pretty quickly, right? Especially if you have a good deep ward, which they had a little bit early on. On top of that, they have Hawks, they're far ahead, and yeah, that's where the game's going to end. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and peace. It is currently 50% off to sign up for the GameLeap website. If you're trying to become broken in Dota 2, use the code BecomeBroken in the GameLeap website right now for a 50% off discount to get exclusive content from top tier pros like me. The videos are very similar to what you get here on YouTube. So yeah, if you want to become broken and get to the top level of Dota, sign up right now for 50% off.